Well, hello, Peppo. What's up? Welcome to Simon NoChaNoMa, Simon's living room, which is not my living room today. I am in uh, actually a quite deserted city of Ghent in Flanders, in Belgium. I shall show you. Uh, I've just had something to eat, which is very difficult to get hold of here. Practically everything is closed in terms of food shops. So I was very lucky that the vegetarian restaurant next to the castle, which I sometimes go to, was serving takeaway warm wraps, mozzarella, tomatoes, onions, and lettuce. Rather nice. I just polished that off and had a muffin as well. I was thinking about getting a beer, but a bit difficult to drink a beer in one hand. Oh, I've lost somebody. I've put them off. If you're wondering what this is my surgical mask, which is going to go on any second now as I come out of this alleyway, as you do, heading towards one of the canals. All right, here we go. I hope you can hear me. It's rather muffled, perhaps. Not very flattering. Hello, vids of your mom. Night Riders Girl, hello. I shall be in touch with you possibly this weekend. But here we are. Just, I don't know, it might be. This is sort of Ghent on a Saturday in spring and not very busy. Um, I've been here several times and done live streams from here, and it's been heaving. But as you can see, it's pretty quiet. I think that was my notification to say that I've started. So yes, it's a very sunny day, which I'm pleased about. The weather forecast was correct. I shall take you to the canal, and then you can see. Oops, I'm not getting run over by mad cyclists. That's the, I think, 15th century meat hall, the one that looks like a face there. I think I've shown that before. And the canals are very quiet as well. Usually there's boat tours going on. They're just like Uber Eats people going everywhere. Yeah, Uber Eats. Yes, I hopefully, I've shut down any sort of background apps and turned off my GPS and adjusted the camera settings on the phone to 720p. So hopefully that will. The only thing I can think about is how's the sound? Is it sort of like fading in and out? You're not getting much in the way of background noise, presumably. Hi, Jazz. Phil. Phil Jazz. Jazz Phil. Nice reflection there in the muddy water. I'll go back round the left and we'll head back towards the castle. So, for those of you, I mean, you've been to Ghent, Phil, haven't you? I mean, obviously living in Belgium for a while. It's rather nice. I didn't realise that in the 13th century it was the second largest city in Europe, next to Paris, bigger than London even at that time. Wind noise, yes. That's a museum in there. I've been in there. It's sort of like all like 19th century rooms and bits and bobs. Oh, I think I've shown that in previous live streams. That big red tubular thing is a cannon. Very quiet. It's kind of like deserted. It's rather disturbing. Oh, Radri. Hey, hiya. We're all good. I just had uh, food, so I'm good. It's all like closed down. Everything's shut down, unfortunately. Hey, Robert. No cars as well. I think that's possibly one of the things. So there's a low emission zone, and also they've kind of banned cars from the centre of the town. Oh, we're going down to the Red King Street. Oh, what happened there? Oh, Silent Hill, but with people, not zombies. I need to remember how to get back to the castle. So this is like the sort of the historic centre of Ghent. We'll see the cathedrals as well. Got to show you those. Um, basically, the city was founded on the cathedrals. Some hermit monk saint chap uh, decided to build two uh, cathedrals here in the 7th century, which then burnt down. Were burnt down by Vikings, and they built them up again. Yes, we're on the way to the castle. Good, good. No, yes, sorry, Silent Hill didn't have. They had monsters. I seem to remember. Yeah. So anyway, so in the year 1000, that's when things started to happen here, and I forgot the rest because I was reading all about it. But yes, one of the prettiest towns in Flanders, and about half an hour on the train from me. So, and I got a free ticket. I had the government gave us free train tickets, um, one way each month. Everybody got one because of the Corona thing after the second lockdown, I think. So I never used mine until today, which was the last day. Yes, it's 1,400 years old, Ghent. It used to be called the Manchester of Europe as well at one point because it was the first city in Europe outside of the UK that had an industrial revolution, largely due down to one chap who was an industrial spy and stole ideas and equipment from England and brought them here. Yeah, which way? I think it's this way. Why is it that way? It's a warren of little streets here, which are creepily empty. Wrenchlish. Is it? Well, at the time, it was a compliment in terms of, yes, if you were sort of like a capitalist, comparing your city to Manchester as one of the sort of like the powerhouses of the Industrial Revolution. And if you were one of the poor sods who had to sort of work in the factories, then it could be a bit of a diss. I mean, yes, because sort of the Industrial Revolution happened here, and also the sort of Socialist Revolution, due to all the absolutely appalling working conditions. It was one of the first towns in the Netherlands where socialism arose. How much French? Well, until the 1960s, sort of if you were posh, you spoke French. But from the 1930s, there was sort of a movement for reinstating Flemish as the main language. was a main language of sort of the common people, sort of Dutch, Flemish, Dutch. But then the posh people, oh, there's the castle, look. The posh people all spoke French because it was the posh language. Do I need to know both? No. I mean, in terms of getting a good job, it would be helpful if I had learned French. Uh, I did start to learn it, and then my sort of wife at the time said, "No, don't," because I'd been spending a lot of time learning Dutch, and was like, she didn't want me to go and start another course, so I never ended up never learning French. English, yeah, it's handy. Um, and German would be good as well. So basically, people here who are educated speak English, French, German, and Dutch. There were some swans here. I think it's just ducks now. There's no cars at all. Bizarre. Yeah. Well, yeah. Flemish is a sort of Dutch. Is sort of Dutch. It's practically identical to Dutch. It's to Dutch. Flemish is to Dutch what Scottish is to English. Same sort of thing, really. Just different dialect, accent, occasionally a different word or two, but. You see, this was the white building with the kind of the umbrellas outside. That's where I got my lunch. I just maybe poke the camera in and say, "Hello, you're on YouTube." Yeah, kind of, sort of a lockdown. It's probably going to go that way again. They had a meeting. The government had a meeting yesterday, actually, to see whether they were going to scrap the idea of relaxing the rules because the numbers are just going up. Still, I think 2,000 uh, generally, and about 150 or something a day going into hospital. Yeah, continental train. I'll show you what I had. Hang on, that's what I had. I had one of those. Yeah, it's a YouTube. Yeah, there you go. And Japan, the numbers are going up, so they cancelled the state of emergency. Yes, and just asking everybody, be careful. Oh, there's another view of the castle. That's the front door. It's like 10, 20 euros or something to get inside. So we're not going inside. This is a castle of the Counts of Flanders, dates to the 13th century. And that thing with those sculptures on it, that's tourist information. That was the sort of like the old fish market. Well, you can see one of the cathedrals I was on about before. We'll head over that way. Oh, turn back and see what you're saying. Ah, you're going to the store. Okay, see you, Radri. Yes, I was going to get a beer from this place. I can't really go in now with this, but there's all these lovely Belgian beers here. My son is now discovering the delights of Belgian beer. This is a good one. That one. IPA, La Chouffe IPA. I've been to the village. If you watch my live stream from the Ardennes, I went to the village where that brewery is. And that's one of my favourites, Chimay. There you go. They don't beat about the bush. It's a beer called Delirium Tremens. Belgian beers. So I got a couple in the fridge when I get back. But I also got a bottle of wine. Like, alternate between the two. Oops. I was going to get that tram from the station up here, but then I decided to walk for a bit of exercise. Spent half an hour on the train. I thought I'd better be a bit healthy. Oh, that's a nice view. There you go. That's the back of the tourist information centre there, so you can see. And we've got a moorhen carrying a stick. You can't really see it. The wildlife. Slightly livelier. Yes, that's probably what got you started, Vids, drinking Belgian beers. Makes you fat, you know. It could have been just because it was lunchtime and people were going to desperately trying to find something to eat. Oh, a car. Amazing. Tiny little alley. Oh, it's a jazz club. There you go. Look. Jazz and Beyond. Yeah, Phil. Right up your alley. Nice. Let's go over there, that way. I do have a video of the castle, actually, from ages ago, years ago. I went there with one of my friends who was over from Canada, and I made a video. Uh, we'll go that way. This is sort of just a regular shopping street. This is why there's more people. Back to Europe tour 2043. Okay. Are we going to live that long? Because of Corona. Because of Corona, because it's like, yeah, like all food shops basically are closed. So, I mean, regular shops are open like this. So I think people are just coming here doing their regular shopping on a Saturday. There's not a lot of tourists, actually. These are just your bog standard shops you get in any town here. We're loading our souls to the cloud, yes. What's your soul got? My soul's got 15 teraflops. Oh, there you are. Window shopping. It's Simon NoChaNoMa window shopping. Oh, Kiki gets mad at you when you drink any kind of alcohol. Oh dear. Ah, because of keeping fit, and she's keeping a sort of controlling eye on you. Okay. Yes, it looks like it. Yes, it's great fun to see him on. So just the usual suspects here, all over the place. You want to put your soul into a Radri bot. So no more night bots, it's vids. How do you subscribe to Radri on Twitch? If you don't, we'll send the boys round. This is the dullest part of Ghent. I mean, it looks lively with lots of people, but historically, it's not all that fantastic. I think I go right. Trying to find. Oh, hang on. There's another bridge over there. Perhaps I could go over that way. It's not turning on. That's the button. That's that button. That's the button twice. No, that's it. Oh, there's that cannon that we saw on the other side. That's a great thing. Oh, we'll go here. Whoa! Whoops. No, we won't. Whoa. Yeah, sorry about that. My gimbal was being silly. Kiki? Oh no, Kiki. Oh, that's Kiki. That's Kiki. Kiki. The shamisen players are getting notifications. When am I setting up my server? I could maybe chat to you tomorrow about that. See, I mean, it's free, isn't it? I mean, it's free. This is a market. Market? Oh, it's a market. There's actually a market going on. And a waffle bar. Yeah. I remember there's a statue of some famous chap. Famous Ghent chap. Oh, this is the socialist building. Hang on. Whoop. Sorry. I'm not. My gimbal skills are sadly lacking. 8 megabytes. Right. Can you see? Building up here. So, no, other way. That one. That way. That's that one. This one. Yeah, that one. That is some kind of like a palace of socialism, something like that. It still is like a union building. Trying to think, where do I go? There's an alley over there. Maybe I should go in the alley. Oh, I can see there's sort of like a cockerel up there. I'm not quite sure. Bond moisson. Yeah. What's that? Ah, another notification. I've got my notification switched on. Let's go down the Darensteeg, which means the thread alley, presumably because there were lots of weavers and things here in the back in the day. I like little alleys like this. Someone boosted your Sonic server. Ah. I wonder what I have to do to get myself boosted. And now the people have disappeared and it's gone all quiet again. The state of this place, it's like it's going to fall over. Oh, I parked here once. How exciting! Once upon a time, I parked in this car. Oh dear, I remember now. Oh yes, I think there's some kind of church down here. I seem to remember. I'll not look at the cars; it's a bit boring. I hope I'm right. I'm just going off memory, which starts to fail as you get at a certain age. Um, um, Not there. It's maybe that way. And if not, I'll head back to the canals and the cathedrals. Slightly more visually pleasing. No, back this way. Oh, that's what I look like. All right. Okay. Dear me. What about this? This is like you go into interesting parts and then there's a sort of I can see a sort of like tower over there. Let's head towards that. I'd be useless as a tour guide, wouldn't I? Hang on, what do you say? I've got the sun in my eyes. I have to read coincidence. You aren't a vampire. No, I can see my own reflection, and I haven't melted in the sun. Hmm. Nice old buildings here. Everywhere there's nice old buildings in Ghent. Oh, coming back to that. Yes, I think we'll just go that that way. There's churches everywhere. Pick a church, somebody. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Hang on, what if I go down that way? Whoop, hold on. I'm wandering about, causing lethal accidents. Where are you? I'm in Ghent, in Flanders. This is the Groenplaats, I believe it's called. No, it's not. It's the Friday market, Market. Yes, that's the church I was aiming for. Actually, there's some sort of sometimes an antique market around the base of it. I think that's Jacob van Artevelde, who was that statue who opposed the French king in some century or other. Capitalism. It's all evaporated due to Corona. Usually, this place is absolutely heaving with people sat outside terraces. On a day like this, it would be absolutely packed with people eating, drinking, buying stuff. This is a historic document. This is the collapse of capitalism. What is that? Oh, is that you, Peter? Yeah. Sunny here too. It's the Wise Man Street. Okay, there we are. Big dark church. Yes, there's usually where the market is. Obviously, it's not on today. Hmm. Well, sorry, Phil. Usually it takes place here. There's all these things set up, tables and everything. But possibly due to regulations, there isn't one that way. All food, fondue, and Muscle House. Okay. Fondue. I haven't had fondue for years. Aye. St. Jacob's, that's right. St. Jacob's Church. See, blonde people, no, it's not common in Japan unless they bleach their hair. It's rather nice. Ooh, that's gone now. Can't see what. Go that way. Right. I'm going to go over the alley. Now you can see that socialist building a bit better, and the statue. Serpent Street. Serpent Street. I think there's a cat cafe up here. I seem to remember. Well, there used to be. What was it? No, or was it? Was it here? Or was it? It all starts to look very similar. But historic towns. No, it wasn't here. It just looked a bit like the street where there was a cat cafe, but it isn't. Oh well, I would not disappointed somebody. Ah, where the hell am I? Orientate myself. Oh God, it all looks the same. I'll go that way. Alles maakt passages operator. Blimey, you speak Dutch, kids. Or was it something you saw? Lost in Pablo's. Hang on. Yeah, where is Pablo? I always send him a link. And sometimes he watches. Hey, mate. Oh, here we go. There's something up there. I'm not quite sure. Oh, I'm just randomly wandering, heading towards that spire. Oh, yes, if you can see on the top of that spire. Look, don't know whether you can see it, but there's a dragon on the top of that spire, which was stolen from Bruges by the Ghent, people of Ghent in like the 14th century. Put on their church, and it's a bit spire, apparently, on special occasions. Things you learn on this show. Right, winter sunshine. Oh, hang on. Oh, you lost your internet. Right, let's go. Oh, right. I'll be in touch. That's the Night Riders go and Mendy's mum and Cobrat. will be possible. Oh, here is the cat cafe. Oh, I was. There we go. Hello, cat cafe. I wasn't wrong. Hello. There you are. Oh, asleep. Look at that one. Cool. There we are. Oh well. Oh, I wasn't wrong. It was sort of this street, wasn't it? New comment. Hang on. No, I've lost track. I was too busy. I was distracted by cats. Vibrant red shop. Yeah, at the back of some cathedral or other. Well, they're always building in Belgium. Bloody everywhere. Even old buildings get built. There's always bloody construction going on. Where are we? Oh, hang on. They're looking fairly historic. I think we go that way. There's also a Japanese restaurant around here, a proper one, with proper Japanese food that I've never been to. Oh, I think it's shut. I had a beer there once. We sat out here and had a beer. Oh, and there's a chap that served it to me. Sat inside, but it's closed. Hmm. I think it's around here somewhere. Japanese restaurant. Oh yes, you can see it there with that red sign. Amatsu. That'll also be closed, of course. Oh, let's have a look at the graffiti. This is a special alley with graffiti in it. Graffiti. Amazing. Oh. Oh, I just got somebody on YouTube who didn't expect to be on YouTube. The power of the YouTube. Yeah, basically that's all it is, really. It's just graffiti. It's all gone quiet. Any comments? Or have I lost the signal? I don't know what's going on. I'm going to make a cup of tea or something. No, where was I? Ah, yes. Let's go and have a look at this Japanese restaurant. So there is a Japan connection. Cat cafes and Japanese restaurants. There we go. Books and Booze, that shop's called. It's very appropriate. It's what we're into, books and booze. Not even any good graffiti. No, sort of when you're asked to make graffiti, there we are. Japan's restaurant. There's a sake barrel and not a lot else, and a bonsai. And a rather nice wisteria. But it's obviously, for your safety, maximum 2 people inside. They're not going to make a lot of money doing that. Actually, it was colourful. Oh, we're going back there, aren't we? To the meat palace thing. But we'll go back. We'll go back to the meat palace, and from the meat palace, we'll go to the cathedral. The Sex Pistols have been reduced to fashion. I can't keep this gimbal in the right position. Whoa. That's about it. Yes, colourful. Yes. Well, that means something entirely different in English. Ah, you can see the castle. So when you come here, you'll know where to go now. You wander around streets and not get lost. Thanks to me. Let's go this way. Slightly quieter. Oh, it's busier now than it was when I was here an hour ago. Drop it. Yeah. Fried Willy. Yeah. What a fried Willy. No, thank you. Yeah, it's not 2 p.m. It's 1:15 in the afternoon. It's almost time for something to drink. Speaking of fried Willy, this is called the Pensmarkt. Pence being Dutch sort of colloquial for penis, meaning sausage. Sausage market. Oh, here we are. We're at the main canal here. Nice bridge. I'll show you. A few more people than there were earlier. There's the tourist information. So we haven't gone in very far from where we started, really. But we're going to go over there under that bridge. Hinnock! Hello! Blimey. I've got a gimbal, Hinnock, like the one you had in Yamachan when we were there with everybody. Hinnock, everybody. Hinnock, I hung out with Hinnock in Nagoya with Gimme a Breakman and Tomoko Des. Hang on. I'm just going to shade and see. Hey, they're always working on this bloody building. It's like it's been going on for years. Renovations. More people. It's looking slightly more lively now. A lot less like Silent Hill. This is one of the oldest buildings in Ghent. This is like a 12th century, I think. The stone house. Whoa. Hang on. I shall flip my camera. More settings. Camera. Facing back. There we go. I can see it better now. So, hey, Kyushu Trail! The man with the massive collection of dolls. Not. Just look at Kyushu Trail's latest video and you'll see what I'm talking about. Oh, hang on. Oh, that's better. Oh, you can see the top of the castle there. Rather nice, isn't it? With the sun and the blue sky. Now we're heading that way, into the sun. Ow. People, yes. It's amazing. This is why I come here, really. Because in my town, there's hardly anybody. There's not a lot to do in my town on a Saturday. I come here and I get the sort of like just to sort of revitalise myself. And oh yes, people do exist. There is such thing as civilization. Can't remember the name of that church, but it's a church that's famous. I've been on on that on a boat tour on there. Oh, that's nice with the reflections on under the bridge. I don't know whether you can see that. I have to get into the shot. There we go. I'm very arty. It's the Dotonbori of Ghent. Yes, there's actually more people here now than there are in Dotonbori. Oh yes, there we are. That's another of the. That's I think that's called St Barb's Cathedral. And like, you're going to try and get there in November. Well, I'll see, Hinnock. I mean, it all depends whether Japan will let us in. That's the main thing. If Japan starts letting people in, have you booked your ticket then? I know with ANA you can kind of like book it and they'll keep it hold of it for you, sort of thing. But yeah, I've got plenty of overtime. It's just a question of whether Japan will let us in. Right, under the bridge. What's over there? Can't remember. We'll go up these steps. Exercise. Just keep getting up and down. Ah, St Michael's Bridge. That's it. This is St Michael. No, it isn't. Is it? Yes, it is. No, it isn't. Yes, it is. That's St Michael's. There's a car park over there that I used to go to. Yeah, so we'll go this way. past the Irish pub, which is shut. Not a surprise. We're getting a glut of historic buildings here. Ah, so you've cancelled and you've got to choose new ones. Yeah, Irish pub. Closed. Yeah, all pubs are closed here. I'm going to switch the camera back. It's nice weather. Yes, it is. It started to get nice yesterday. Camera. But I was working yesterday, helping the builder outside all day, so I didn't have much opportunity to enjoy it. 17 degrees in Saskatchewan. That's like a glitch. Not lots of people. It's almost like normal. This is what it looks like most of the time. Actually more crowded than this most of the time. That's where I usually get the tram stops there, and I get off. Remember, either walk back or get a tram. Depends how I feel. When I come, especially on the train and on foot, so I could have a drink. 60, yeah, it's about 6-7 degrees here. Luckily, there's no wind. If there's a wind, it'd be horrible. How long have I got? Oh, 8 minutes. Oh, tacos. Okay. Okay. Ghent nerdy, they're called. It's like anybody who knows Mandy in Orlando, friend of ours, who's been on the show. She asked me to send some of those over to her. She says they're delicious. Not all that impressed myself. They're okay. We've been to the Gravestein, Kyushu. We saw that earlier. We'll have to watch the replay. I'm not walking all the way back there. Sorry. We didn't go in. It's too expensive. So you're just getting some random cathedrals and churches and historic bits and bobs. The dogs barking at those plastic sheep. Are you going to go, Himinek? Okay. See ya. Hopefully, maybe see you in Japan again sometime. Bits and bobs are good too, yes. Especially when the bits and bobs are architecturally nice. Period. You see it? Still not got to the top. Ah, bobs. Just glad I got back from the store, yeah? Hang on. Massage. All right, they just moved. It's the Malaysian massage. Oh, the Jedi updated their status. Okay. And now it's gone quiet again because everything's shut here. So, some of you may know Chuck the Magpie, my friend Charlie. She's actually doing a concert now with her band in Shibuya. I don't think there's an audience though. I think it's just being live streamed. But it's a bass player's birthday. So. Are we allowed to? Oh, I can stick the camera in and see. I'm not sure that you're allowed to go in per se. I'll see if there's a sign. It'll be just very churchy looking, I should imagine. Out. Don't think so. Maximum 15 people, and it's only open. I'm going to be quiet and stick it in. I'll give you a quick look. Like that. Hello, that's your lot. A church. It's even more deserted than outside. Oh, and all in silhouette. These bloody Uber Eats things. Noisy sods. I'm not quite sure what this is. Some kind of statue. Um, I'll go up there. Yeah. Oh, can you hear that? Now, this is a test of the StreamYard audio. If you can hear the music, it works well. If you can't hear the music and just my voice, oh, it's 1:30. That's the sound it makes when it's 1:30. Oh, because that tram came close. I almost felt like holding the camera out. A bit of a scare. Oh, I'm going to go in the shade. I mean, I've got crow's feet. When I look at myself in my phone camera of an evening, sometimes when I'm like looking at YouTube videos, accidentally hit the camera button. There's this really old man looking back at me with like wrinkles and grey hair, and then I realise it's me. You can't hear the music. Well, it's StreamYard. I've been on to StreamYard. I actually had a nice chat with somebody called Kelsey. from StreamYard, and I was explaining, why does the mobile live streaming sort of have this terrible audio? And have you switched this off? Have you switched that off? Yes, I tried that. Does it work better with Wi-Fi? Possible it may work better with Wi-Fi. I have to do an experiment to see whether it's worth revitalizing my son's old phone to use it as a Wi-Fi hotspot. Whether that would make any difference at all. Oh, let's go back that way. Oh, I suspect not. She said that Kelsey said that the data packets were probably what was causing the audio not to be fantastic. Pornhub lets you stream. Oh, as long as, I get the wrong kind of viewers. This is a bit of a nondescript, non-historic street. At some point, this building will be historic, and people will get all excited about it, but not now. What's the battery like? Champagne on sticks. Yeah. What's down here? No idea. Max Mara. This video has been sponsored by. Oh, where we are. An unfortunately switched off water fountain. It's a rather nice fountain. In pre-corona times would be sparkling with water. It's all right, this sunshine. You get in your eyes. Ah, it's better. Cheese Mecca. It's Cheese Mecca. If you like cheese from it, it's your shop. Ooh, Le Creuset. Nice. Gross hand holding. Yes, perhaps they're in each other's bowls. Coffee. Coffee. Ooh. Big bar of chocolate with coffee beans in it. Might have to go in there later. Cheese in Japan, yes, it's a rarity, isn't it, really? More chocolates. Or is it closed? Oh, it's closed. Empty. Not survived. Another little alley. How often do I eat waffles? Not very often, because they make you fat. Very occasionally now. I mean, when I first moved to Belgium, it was like, well, waffles galore. But, Exclusive limited edition chocolate eggs. New house. New house. Chocolates. Handcrafted in Belgium. Hope they wash their hands. Capitalism, yes. There you are. Jewels. Just a van. Thought it was some like posh sports car or something, the way he was speeding up. Just some crappy van. Expensive stuff, yes. Yes. So take out a mortgage to eat an Easter egg. There's a flower market here, usually at a weekend, but obviously, due to circumstances, there isn't one anymore. I'll go in the shade. I've been in this garage as well. There's a parking garage under here. The parking garages of Simon NoChaNoMa. It's April the 4th, Easter Sunday. I'd probably have to ask my mother that. She knows these things. I know that my sons have had their Easter eggs that I was told to buy for. My mother gave me some money to buy Easter eggs for my children, who are like one is going to it's that van again. Oh no, it's a Mercedes. Okay. Yes, so my children got Easter eggs. Well, I say children; they're both adults. So I had to buy my adult sons Easter eggs. I did a live stream from here 2 years ago. I don't think many people watched it. From this market. It was a bit livelier. Yes, it was a culture market. Yes, it was a culture market. There was all kinds of like different cultural stands, and that was the main reason I came, and probably the main reason that nobody watched. Hey, does that mean we get a holiday? Day off? I have to check that. Oh, it's chilly out of the sun. I tell you. I think that's the Palace of Justice. Sounds like the sort of like Justice League of America, Justice League of Belgium. You've got to know the work holidays. You do indeed. But I mean, this is Belgium, and Jazz Samurai will attest to this, and Pepper will attest to this. But like, there's like a holiday day crops up because of some saint or other every month, and I've sometimes come into work and the work has been shut, and then I've discovered, oh right, yeah, it's a holiday day. Me not being remotely religious at all, I have no clue. You live for the days when you don't have to bother thinking about other people's bullshit. Yes. I tell you what, it was quieter when there were no cars. Yeah, I think if I go down to the right there, there's another nice bridge. How long has it been going? Oh, I've been done 10 minutes over. I'll go down to this bridge and then I'll kind of wind it up. Fancy door. Okay. But then I'll go look for a coffee or a beer. Or a coffee and a beer. And some cake or something. And then see what time I have to get my train back. Okay, across now. Okay. Hit. I think typical 1933. Oh yeah, plenty of Japanese holidays. They just don't take them. That's the only thing. Oh, another train. Oh shit. Okay. That's, oh dear. It's a wooden bridge with a tram going over it. It's rather disturbing. The hall behind me. This thing. That's the Justice Palace thing. Or the law courts. This thing, no idea. Belgian wines. That's the. I don't know, it's just one of the canals, I think. But there's the confluence of the Schelde and the Ley River is where Ghent was built. So I'm not sure. I'd have to look at my map. I have a map in my bag. A map. Um, where are we? No idea. Schouwburgstraat. Is that the Ley? Ley doesn't say. No, the Ley is over there, which is like over there somewhere. This is just a canal. Yeah. Organic salads, coffee and tea. Art shop. But yes, there are like several thousand students who live here as well, so it's a student town. So it tends to have a sort of a younger feel to it. To figure out where I am. Oh, the centre of the city is over that way. Okay, we'll go over this bridge. Yeah. I can still, we haven't gone very far. You can still see the castle and the cathedrals. Horn Street. Okay. Another coffee shop. Oh, tea. Mm. Japanese tea. You have to look in there as well. Okay. Body peeling. Okay. You want to peel their body? Come to Ghent. So come round in a circle. Busy again. No, we haven't. Let's go that way. All gone quiet. It's still there. I'll tell you what I might be doing. Maybe this is my tram stop. That would be my tram. I'll have to wait for the next one. Is everybody still there? Say hello, wave hello, say hello, because I may be winding up, rounding up shortly. Yes, that's. You haven't seen a single McDonald's. We did walk past one earlier. I considered it not, not worthy of attention. I think it's just around the corner here. We've got Australian homemade ice cream and the body shop. No 7-Eleven. No, 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 no. It's all this. Can't stand here. Oh, the tram stop has moved. Temporary halt somewhere 50 metres the other side. We're in the wrong street. Okay. I think. Well, I'll just please. There we go. There we go. Kyushu Trail, McDonald's, cultural highlight of this entire um, visit to Ghent is the McDonald's next to the cathedral. God and Mammon. There we are. What's different tastes like dingoes. Well, um, I've gone quite over, well over the hour. I've been enjoying myself, and hopefully you have too. Next week on the show, it'll be the 27th, won't it? That's something else I've got to get onto. I've got to get onto Jaded in Japan because they will be the guests. Actually, I have guests next week. The reappearance of Jaded in Japan, return of Sydney after her baby, and Sunny will be there, and hopefully you will too. As one of those bloody annoying mopeds. So, with that, I'd like to say thank you very much. I'm going to bugger off and go and get a coffee or something, and then gradually make my way back home. But for now, thank you for joining. Those watching after the event, thank you for putting up with my rambling. And see you all again next week. And that was my tram again. I'm just going to get a coffee.